Hello and welcome to Graceful Connections. I'm Sophie Bidard, your host for this special event, which is dedicated to your whole body illumination. I'm so grateful that you've chosen to join us today, bringing your unique energy that pours into our circle of connection. Your presence here honors the calling within you to convert pressure and shadows into high-frequency body light intelligence, which is what our guest, Amanda Hopkins, will be sharing with us about, and that's going to be fascinating for sure. I know her insights are going to be truly uplifting and invigorating. You know, Amanda has a unique gift for bringing the innate intelligence of the body into our clear perception and deeper understanding. So let's begin. Take a moment to let go of anything that doesn't serve this present moment. With each breath, feel yourself arriving more fully here. As we set our intention, may all that flows within our sacred space, be it words, vibrations, energies, serve the highest evolution of our souls and extend outward in service to all. I invite you to open your heart and your mind to receive all the brilliance that awaits. Activating your connection to the new Earth crystalline grid and to the galactic center, the center of truth. You are perfectly held, both grounded and lifted. You are safe. You can relax. You are ready and open to receive. Now I'm calling the orb of grace from the heart of the universe and placing the orb of grace around our gathering, each and every one of us, that we be held in this orb of grace and infused with grace all along our time together. As grace permeates our field, it harmonizes and magnifies all that seeks alignment and illuminates all that longs for expression in accordance with divine will and the order of grace. And breathe. Beautiful. Within the Orb of Grace, I'm delighted to welcome Amanda Hopkins as an intuitive energy efficiency expert. Amanda's purpose is to help you align your ideal spiritual energetic state with your practical physical reality. And today Amanda is sharing with us about how to convert pressure and shadows into high frequency body light intelligence. What a blessing to have you with us today, Amanda. Welcome.
Thank you, Sophie. And I'm so excited for this topic because what a year it has been for shadows and pressure really coming forward in a big way, And so I know for me, part of this was inspired through my own personal experiences of really, the depths of things starting to come to the surface in ways that really through me. You feel like you get to a certain point within your body and within your life where you're feeling kind of good, or you're feeling like, wait, I think I've got this thing. I'm dancing in that light of grace. I'm moving. I'm intuitively flowing. And then there's a whole new space of opening, a cracking opening, if you will. And it really is to invite more light in. So I'm very excited to really explore this conversation so that we can recognize that while in the midst of some of these pressures and shadows and darkness and things rising, it can feel really tough and really hard. There is actually a light that's emerging through those situations. And while it maybe doesn't diffuse the emotions totally in the moment, it allows us to really move through with a little more comfort and to open up to the light that really is seeking to crack us open. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to share about all the nuances of what's here to support us in that journey in a really powerful way. And Sophie, thank you for bringing us all together for this here today.
Thank you. And thank you for embracing your own experiences so that you can share with us the insights, the wisdom, and be our guide into this pressure and shadows. So everyone, also Amanda is going to offer live clairvoyant intuitive readings to discover your primary dimming point in your fascia nervous system network that prohibits your innate multidimensional cellular light flows. We're going to talk a little bit before we get to this, so you're going to understand all about these readings. But already to request your reading, press *2 on the phone or click raise hand on the web to come on the line with Amanda, or you can place your request in the Q&A box on the webcast and ask, what's my number one luminous light dimmer? And I want to let you know that there will be a special announcement at the end of our time together, so make sure to stay with us all along. For now, let's take a deep dive, Amanda, into the exploration of what enables our body to become a luminous light instrument of epic proportions. That's what it's all about, right?
Yes.
And I like to begin with asking you, Amanda, about these pressure and shadows that you've mentioned that are hidden in our body and bioarchitecture. How do we identify and use to our advantage the darkness associated with these pressure and shadows?
Yeah, so, when we are really considering the darkness, the pressure that's stored inside the body, so often, for me, I'm highly clairvoyant. I see it. Not everybody sees it. More often we feel it, right? And trust me, I've totally felt it in big ways. And so, more often we kind of feel the darkness, even though, we might think of darkness as seeing the darkness. We feel it in our body. We feel it as tension. We feel it as tightness. We can feel it as even subtle stresses that we don't even realize we're holding in our body. And so, me and the witnessing and really the exploring of the darkness or the pressure, it really is the unlit intelligence that's woven into your fascia, your lymph, your nervous system. These dense pockets, they're not signs of damage or failure. They're actually really brilliant storage containers for information that your body couldn't effectively process at the time that the light initially moved through your body. So instead of seeing the darkness, the pressure, these density spots as blocks, I really see them as compressed potential that's living inside of you, right? It's the dormant light that's waiting for the exact moment that you are aligned and that the resources within your body are strong enough to unlock that light, to let it move through your body. And even as I'm saying that, I'm getting chills and I'm seeing your body start to light up because you're already being held in a container that's allowing you to open up to that even more, even just as we're speaking, as we're here in the orb of grace, right? Now, our bodies are really astonishingly intentional, okay? When an emotion, belief, or experience becomes too overwhelming, your fascia wraps around it. your lymph flows, your tissues hold the tension. And this isn't to punish you, it's to archive that energy until you're ready to metabolize it, to utilize it. The numb spots, the tight bands, the foggy sensations that you're experiencing are really your body's way of saying, this is where the next layer of your evolution is here in your body. Just waiting for you to awaken to it. Now, through subtle interoception, that's the art of sensing your inner signals, really paying attention to what your body is telling you, being attuned to that, being aware of that. You can begin to identify these areas. And, you also have opportunities like what we're doing here today, where we can also help you to start to identify those areas. As you bring awareness to one, then you start to become attuned to the nuances of how your body holds energy. And that opens you up to recognizing other spaces within you. Maybe you feel it, maybe you see it, maybe you hear it, maybe you just sense it within your body or have a knowing, right? What are the ways in which you start to recognize and identify these spaces within you? They often appear as compression, numbness, stiffness, inner heaviness, so as I'm saying these, start to think about where you might be experiencing these things in the body, right? Might even be like a vague sense of dimness in certain parts of your body. Anywhere that your awareness can't really easily penetrate is usually where your next cellular activation or light illumination within your body is hiding. Okay. And so this is where the alchemy begins. We don't try to fix or clear anything, right? Instead, we melt the compression. We melt the dimness, the pressure with awareness, drawing warmth, breath, elevated starlight flow to these spaces. You can even use gentle movement through somatic practices to start to open up and shift the energy in these pockets of space within the body that allow that light to emerge. As we bring our attention to the places that we notice that have been tense or dim or heavy, or, any of the other things that we mentioned, this really allows the dark, dense pockets to start to soften that have been guarded, right, by the lymph, by the fascia, by the tissues. The density melts away and it unveils emotional truths, intuitive clarity, higher perceptual abilities. Your fascia rehydrates, your lymph clears, your nervous system reorganizes, and the darkness that once was held in these spaces within your body can then transform into coherent luminosity. That's where your photonic perception awakens. That's your body's innate ability to sense and interpret the subtle light-based information, which is coming in all the time. It's available through our bodies all the time. And so this allows us to start to perceive and actually consciously engage with that. And it clears your fascia nervous system axis, which then allows your whole body system to become more conductive, more intuitive, more multidimensional. You're bringing those expansive realms of your soul in through your body. And that allows you to feel lit up from within, right? Not because you force the light in, but because the darkness itself has converted into light now. And so we can recognize here that the pressure pockets, the spaces of darkness, really truly reveal beliefs that are ready to dissolve, identities that are ready to expand, especially those identities that you've taken on that were projections from others, right? Like, I'm a good girl, I'm a good boy, whatever, we get from mom and dad or from our ancestral lines or from schooling or society, right? We can recognize that these dense spaces really reveal gifts that are ready to activate, realms of light that your body is ready to access and prepared and primed for. So we really start to sense that heaviness experienced as pressure in the body really isn't the obstacle, right? It's the raw material that your body can use to construct its next level architecture. So instead of trying to clear, fix, or somehow rectify these areas, we shift our understanding. Darkness really is compressed signals, unexpressed information, and dormant photonic potential ready to emerge. Your pressure becomes a portal. Your shadows become stored evolutionary material. Stagnation is untapped architecture waiting to be rewoven within you. And when we view it this way, your density then becomes the building block for the next level of your body light intelligence to awaken within you. So, kind of bringing that all together, darkness is not the enemy of your evolution. It's the gateway. Your body's never holding you back. It can feel like it is sometimes, but really it's always holding your future, storing that next level of intelligence, your next dimensional access point, until you're ready to really fully embody it. And that's the alchemy of working with the darkness in the body. The moment you turn toward it with awareness, you can then transform it into the very light that you've been seeking.
Yeah, thank you for that. I love how you've put it, compressed potential. I think this is going to stick with us. And anytime we are tempted, if anytime we are again tempted to react to this darkness as, oh, some place to avoid, right? Something to avoid or to get rid of, that we'll remember that, oh no, this is compressed potential and something that we need to alchemize. So I love this perspective. Thank you, Amanda. Now, you've just mentioned darkness is the gateway of evolution. Would you say that that's the missing link for our body's evolution as we spiritually ascend, or is there even more to it?
It's a piece of it, sure. In the next stage of human evolution, it's not going to come solely from our DNA. We talk about DNA upgrades. We know our DNA holds instructions for our body, right? And that's an important piece. So we're not going to negate that. But we also have to awaken the sensory intelligence within our body, how we perceive the world around us, how we perceive our own bodies, right? How we perceive what's happening both within and around us, and then respond based upon that. And are we really perceiving from a perspective of higher intelligence, our higher soul knowing, or is it from the program paradigms that have been kind of constructed over time and maybe overwritten our innate intelligence? Most people don't realize this, but your body carries a dormant perceptual system that really was never meant to stay dormant. It has been because of the density of the dimensional paradigm within which we've been living in our human bodies. But we're designed to experience our physical world and subtle worlds at the exact same time, where biological reality and multidimensional reality are woven together as a single stream of perception. So you're recognizing the reality of the physicality within and around you, but you're also recognizing the subtle energies and the magic that exists within that at the same time, right? When that fused sensory system goes offline, you experience what we might deem quote unquote normal life, right? Feeling foggy, disconnected from intuition, numb in certain parts of the body, unsure of purpose, unable to sense your own truth, energy, direction, kind of going through the motions, right? Life becomes flat. Not because life is flat, but because the receiver inside of your body is underactivated. The missing link isn't more intuition, not mindset work, not even energy work in the way that most understand it, but really the gateway, the missing link, the gateway is the body light lattice. And that's your fascia nervous system axis of photonic perception, right? Where you're sensing the subtle energies. It's a system in your body that receives, transmits, and interprets that light-based information, everything from subtle emotional signals to multidimensional communication to the intelligence of your own soul. And you can access all of that at once simultaneously. And I know that sounds like a lot, but your body is equipped. It's equipped with the technology to perceive all of this information instantaneously and put it into action without you having to consciously process all of it, right? And so when our body light lattice is congested, rigid, or dim, your inner world becomes limited, right? That's when we go, oh my gosh, can I really do all that? Or, oh, that sounds like a lot of work, right? But when it's awakened, that body light lattice, your entire sensory range expands. And you gain that ability to perceive truth directly. In your whole body, your total body being can receive that information instantaneously at high levels. You become aware of your own field, your gifts, your guidance, your next level, not conceptually, but really somatically as lived, embodied experience. And this is the piece of the human evolution that we've truly been missing. We've been working towards it, and we're getting there. There's still more to awaken within us, right? This body light lattice really is what determines your capacity to evolve to that crystalline processor body. It's what dictates how deeply you can embody your soul's wisdom and continue to expand upon that wisdom, right? There's not really an end point. We have infinite levels of awakening within us, which is exciting, right? I know sometimes we feel like we want to seek to quote unquote arise, but the fun is in the arriving and then arriving again and arriving again and arriving again, right? Like we continue to explore so we can live in that flow of grace. I know you talk about that, Sophie, and it's so beautiful. And we can live in that beautiful flow with the excitement of discovery of what's coming through next, right? And so what's extraordinary is that once we awaken this lattice, your body then prepares itself for that new architecture that can really allow us to open up and step into the new effortlessly and be grounded in that, to feel strong, to feel stable, to feel alive within our own bodies. You know, the body that we were born with, most of us, was really the old template of survival, engineered to keep us alive, not to make us radiant, intuitive, multidimensional beings. We've had to really shift our energies to do that. So that, I want to take a minute to really settle into and honor each one of us. Every one of you listening, you, Sophie, me, like this is big work we've been doing, right? The old template served its purpose, but it can't carry the level of intelligence that our souls are now wanting to bring through. And so what we're doing is we're reconstructing that internal architecture. It's a big undertaking, but we can make that easier. We can make that more elegant. We can really allow the installation, the luminous, multidimensional design to come in with that level of grace. That's why you've created these places for us to come together, right? When we install that multidimensional design within our body, this is your soul design. It's a multiversal template that has built-in access point to your higher realms of your soul, to your intuitive knowing, to the timelines of your own soul history, the innate wisdom that your body's been holding behind the scenes, hidden within you, right? And when this architecture comes online, your body starts remembering things that your mind has never learned. Your field starts responding to the realms your logic has never visited. Your tissues begin carrying information that you've not consciously accessed before, because the new architecture is wired to interface with your higher intelligence field, wired for connection, luminosity, evolution. And that's why, when we bring this online, it can feel like your entire identity can shift. And that can be scary, like, oh, I'm going to lose myself. But no, you're stepping into the more fullness of yourself. You're coming home to yourself, right? Your deeper self steps forward. And you suddenly feel like, wow, I have access to these subtle realms, the intuitive accuracy, guidance, emotional clarity, energetic perception that I've been wanting to awaken to, right? And you've built up to this. Right? It's no mistake that you're here. You have built up to be ready for this. This isn't magic. It's not metaphor. It's biology that's upgraded into multidimensional intelligence within you. And we have been doing the integrations, the attunements, the activations to bring you to this point where you're ready to really bring that online. Right? This is really an exciting time, and we take a deeper dive into our biology to activate the ancient dormant sensory system that's always been waiting inside your fascia, your nervous system, your body light lattice, and bring that online.
Yes, we are ready. We've done so much work, as you said. Yeah, we are ready for that. Absolutely. And thank you again for being our guide and bringing such clarity to what's going on, what have we been doing, what was the purpose of all these struggles we went through, and maybe to some extent we are still going through, and what are the, I would say, the right perspectives and the next steps as well. So with that, you've touched a bit on the fascia nervous system axis in regard to us being more intuitive, more multidimensional. Is there more to it? Why does this axis matter so much?
Yeah, and I kind of alluded to this, but if we truly want to understand multidimensional perception, if we want to bring that body light lattice online, we have to understand that it starts with the body. Not mind, not intuition as a concept, but the literal biological infrastructure that makes your advanced perception possible. Now, your fascia nervous system axis is your body's communication lattice. You can think of it like fiber optics for your consciousness. right? And so the
Mm.
fascia acts as the conductor, the crystalline fluid matrix that transports your mechanical and electrical signals at incredible speeds. And your nervous system acts as the transmitter. So that's the relay network that interprets and distributes the signals all throughout your body. Together, they create what I like to call your internal luminescent internet. All right. This is a living grid of photonic intelligence running through your entire body. And when your fascia nervous system axis becomes compressed or dehydrated, whether that's through trauma, emotional suppression, your posture that you consistently hold, stagnation in your body, chronic stress, the whole communication system dims. That makes your intuition inconsistent, your vitality feels muted, your sense of inner guidance gets fuzzy, not clear, even your emotional clarity gets clouded, right? But when your nervous system fascia axis is exercised, awakened, it transforms into a living light grid that's capable of receiving higher frequencies. Biologically, bioelectrically, photonically, your fascia is conducting light more efficiently, your nervous system firing in coherent patterns, clear communication, clear signals, no, distorted information or signals that come and go and you only get bits and pieces of the information, but the clear, coherent patterns that your body receives and knows how to use, right? Your body becomes perceptive. And so it's listening to your higher intelligence with every single cell, whole body listening. This is the foundation for your embodied intuition. And the fascia nervous system axis really is the foundation for that, right? It holds the architecture for your multidimensional perception. It's the biological mechanism behind your spiritual awakening. And once we know this, our entire shift is from vague spirituality, kind of that sense of like, I think this is what it feels like, or I have a sense of this is what it's like. But really now we're grounded and embodied in the evolution of this higher light energy moving through. We are living our spirituality, right? It's not a concept that we're trying to define or perceive, but rather we are living the energy of it. And so it really gives you, a way to articulate the experiences that you've been trying to explain for years. All those high activations or the big moments of where you light up and it feels so amazing. We can give voice to that. It's the body light lattice. It's the light moving through our sensory system, right? And so what this does is it allows us not to just have flashes of those moments, but to really stabilize that as a consistent stream of light through our body.
Yeah, thank you. I love it because earlier, as you were talking, I was seeing the image as if suddenly we are wearing like a whole new outfit that is so brilliant, right? And it's like ding, suddenly like a magic wand and suddenly you look at yourself and you're like, wow, like what is this brand new brilliant outfit? And now as you speak, I realize that this is this living light grid. This is this internal luminescent internet, right? That's the brand new brilliant outfit. So, oh wow, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. It's just so beautiful and so brilliant.
Yeah, it reminds me of, did you ever watch the cartoon The Jetsons?
No, I don't think we had them.
Yeah,
But go
when I
ahead.
was little, it was like a futuristic cartoon, right? And when they get ready
Okay.
in the morning, they just go through the conveyor belt and they go in after they get out of bed and they come out and their makeup's done, their hair's done, they're dressed. That's it. That's all I can think of when you're saying that. But yeah, it's exactly that. It's just that lighting up from the inside out.
Yeah, and as you said, not just as a flash, but as our ongoing, constant,
Mhm.
or mostly permanent. To begin with, right? To begin with, let's make it mostly permanent until it becomes totally permanent. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, okay. I love it. I love this outfit. I hope everyone can perceive it or have an image of it or maybe sensations about it because it is so. Hmm.
beyond words.
uplifting to know that that's what the next step, right? That's what's ahead
Mhm.
of us. That's what we're stepping into and what you are guiding us into, Amanda. Okay, now I know that yesterday you were in Mount Shasta, and let's
Mhm.
talk a bit about Mount Shasta, and because you're bringing this energy as you were just there, and I'm sure you're bringing this energy with you to the call. Tell us about the role that Mount Shasta plays in ushering the new crystalline body infrastructure.
Yeah, I could go really in depth with this, so I'm going to keep this pretty succinct. But when we bring our awakened fascia nervous system into relationship with Mount Shasta, everything accelerates, right? Because Mount Shasta, it's not just a symbolic landmark, but rather, really, you can think of it as an active crystalline transmission field. That's why it's so potent. That's why so many people know of Mount Shasta. That's why we feel it even when people talk about it. Like, you don't even have to be there.
Hmm.
You can feel it. You could probably even feel the energy present here in this space. Um, so Mount Shasta's crystalline matrix functions as a planetary repeater tower for high frequency intelligence. So what does that mean? It amplifies, broadcasts, and stabilizes the multidimensional data streams that are flowing in. Right? This is really about stabilization. We think of Mount Shasta as the root chakra of the earth because it is about stabilizing these high potent frequencies working in collaboration and communication with the planet to really have that at the foundational level of the building blocks of ourselves, the elementals of ourselves, right, of our bodies, and having that stabilized within us as a foundational resonance. You can feel it the moment you enter any proximity of Mount Shasta, right? The atmosphere becomes more coherent, more charged, more alive. And when you work within Shasta's field, your body naturally becomes entrained to those frequencies. And so that's one of the things that I'm able to do. It's one of the sacred gifts that awakened within me is to be able to connect people with ley lines on the earth, different potent energetic points that can serve your body. Right. And so when we connect with Shasta's field, it's really fascinating when we bring those ley lines in and allow that connection through our bodies, even though you're not physically there, you're energetically there. Your
Hmm.
internal lattice begins to mimic the mountain stability. And it is a high potent stability. It's like you can feel the subtle movements within your body, right? Your cranial centers start receiving more refined signals. Your fascia shifts into a more crystalline conductive state. This dramatically accelerates awakening because your body light lattice learns through resonance how to structure, hold, and interpret the high frequency light codes that are streaming in for you, uniquely for you, right? We can all experience similar streams of information, but they're going to come into our bodies in different ways that are meant specifically for us. And so you've probably heard, like many people have spontaneous openings at Mount Shasta, Lemurian memories opening up, heightened perception, just all kinds of wild things opening up. And that's because of the way the mountain acts as a stabilizer, magnifier, and translator of these higher realms. It's not giving you anything. It's simply activating what's already inside of you.
Hmm.
And so when your body begins to resonate with that crystalline bandwidth, you become capable of perceiving your own internal intelligence with far greater clarity. Your inner architecture shifts into alignment with a global cosmic field of information that moves you into action, that holds you in the light of your higher truth and allows you to walk with purpose on the planet.
Yeah. Wow. I love it. I love this new gift, sacred gift that you have activated of connecting us to the ley lines without us being physically there. I was personally in Mount Shasta something probably 7 years ago, so it's been a
Mm-hmm.
while. But
Mm-hmm.
in your presence and hearing you speak, it's like, oh, I feel like the
Right back there.
sensations I had back then. It's like right back. And I'd like to invite everyone listening, if you've been to Mount Shasta, pay attention to what's going on in your body, anything that is coming back to you, anything that is shifting, anything that is opening. Um, And if you never went there, if you've never been there in this lifetime, pay attention to anything that is happening to you anyway, anything that you can perceive, that you can sense, as if you were there or approaching there. And maybe you don't know that this is what's happening, that you are being connected through the presence of Amanda and through her gift, that you are already being connected to some degree to Mount Shasta. Maybe you feel a greater sense of ease. Maybe you're dropping. I know I dropped into my root chakra, like, whoa, here I am, like the mountain, right? Boom. And this sense of stability, but a higher, a stability that is not heavy, but like a higher vibrational stability. That's all I can say about it. So everyone just observe whether or not you have had physical experience of Mount Shasta already in this lifetime. Observe what's going on within your body as we spend more time with Amanda. Now, you've mentioned the Lemurian memories opening up. Let's talk a bit about that, and why would you say that the Lemurian abilities and wisdom are so significant in awakening our new biological architecture?
Good question. Yeah, when we combine our awakened fascia nervous system with the Shasta crystalline field, there's an ancient stirring that occurs within. This is the remembering of Lemurian sacred qualities that are encoded within our biology, right? We all have these sacred qualities in our biology in certain ways, whatever we most need to live as biologically advanced beings. That's what the Lemurians were. They were spiritually advanced, but they were also biologically advanced, right? Mm-hmm. Their fascia was crystalline. Their nervous systems were coherent. Their perception was photonic. They could sense and interpret those light signals from the higher dimensions with ease, right? The photonic perception, your body's innate ability to receive information through light, subtle light, emotional light, cosmic light, soul light. That's what they were proficient at, and that's what we're moving back into, right? That's what we're restoring within us. When that photonic capacity reawakens, you naturally begin to embody the quintessential Lemurian qualities, things like inner clarity, your signal pathways are open, expanded empathy, your field can sense beyond yourself, multi-realm communication, your light bridges, timelines, and dimensions within your body. Intuitive knowing, your body becomes a truth receptor. You know, it already is a truth receptor to whatever degree that you're open to that higher level of truth. But sometimes we don't want to know the full truth, or we don't want to see the whole truth. And that is because of underlying conditions typically related to whether or not it feels safe to know that high truth, right? Again, we came from bodies, we were born into bodies that were based on survival. And so in order to move beyond survival, we have to be willing participants in receiving high truth. And I know consciously you're like, well, of course I'm a willing participant, right? And so we're talking about the biological wiring that doesn't allow for you to be that willing participant. That's what we're bringing the Lemurian energies and the Mount Shasta crystalline energies in to help shift the construction of that. You know, there are other Lemurian qualities that help with that. Body-based intelligence, your fascia, translating light into understanding, effortless coherence, your nervous system harmonized with higher frequencies naturally, compassionate resonance, your field recognizing unity. We are all interconnected. What one experiences, we all experience in some ripple and wave, right? So these are truly ancestral embodied capacities that live within you, and they come back online once your fascia nervous system axis clears distortion and reconnects to its original design. And so that's where when we bring Mount Shasta energies and when we bring the Lemurian energies in, it helps facilitate the shifting into the higher expression of our body's architecture. This is where you really can feel like you're at home within yourself. You're no longer trying to access your intuition through effort. You are your intuition. You are your soul perception. You are your soul resonance. This is Lemurian remembrance. Biology. architecture, embodied light, the light moving through your sacred systems in the way that your soul meant for it to.
Yeah, thank you. I think we can all take a big sigh of relief. That's what I was feeling like doing in this
Mm-hmm.
perspective of coming home within ourselves. I think so many of us have been longing for that, and even to the point of questioning, will I ever come home to myself? And this is like we're at the doorstep of it, and we're gonna do
Mm-hmm.
this together. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And
Yeah.
Sophie, it's like I said earlier, we had this sense of feeling like I'm waiting to arrive. But what we realize
Mm,
in this architecture is that we come into a space of being settled where we are. Like you're no longer waiting to arrive or the anticipation of some sort of experience, but you're settled and you're in the joy of where you are, and as such you open to more and more and more,
right.
right? And it's a
Mhm.
beautiful unfolding, but we're always settled in the present moment of being in our bodies and recognizing our bodies as expansive light conductors, as a living experience, as an embodied experience, rather than something we are seeking. That's the beauty of bringing all of this together.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. As you were talking, I was brought back to this outfit, this brilliant outfit, and I was
Mm.
hearing, "What's next? What's next?" Like when we are wearing this outfit, this brilliant outfit, um, what's next, right? We're just moving through, and yes, it's no longer. I love that you put that so clearly. It's no longer about arriving somewhere. It's it's the new well it's the new way of life, right? It is the new
Mhm.
way of life. It's the new way of our experiencing life in our bodies. So wow. Yeah, I love it. I'm sure there are many big smiles on many faces listening right now. So, thank you for all these perspectives, Amanda. Now, I think it's a good time to get personal, if you agree, with
Mhm.
intuitive
Yes.
readings, right? We all want to know what's dimming our luminous light, okay? So, everyone, to request your reading, press star 2 on the phone or click raise hand on the web to get on the line with Amanda, or place a request in the Q&A box on the webcast and ask, what's my number one luminous light dimmer? So we're going to start with live callers, and then we'll go to the Q&A. We'll go back
Yeah,
and
and just
forth.
before
Hmm.
we go
Yeah.
into this, Sophie, I just want to clarify that, we're looking at what's dimming the fascia nervous system axis, but that doesn't mean the light dimmer is that's where it lives, right? So I'm looking in the body. What is that density point, that density space within the body? It could be in your big toe. It could be in your ear. It could be in your eyebrow. I don't know, right? Like we're going to find out
Hmm.
where that dimmer is and what the paradigm is behind that needs to shift, that can be shifted through the connections with Mount Shasta and the Lemurian energies and the awakening of that fascia nervous system axis.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, and thank you for this precision. Okay, let's go. Let's go get started. We're going to Florida. Let's start with Florida. We have Tamara in Pompano Beach. Hello,
Oh,
Tamara.
hello, hello, beautiful Sophie and beautiful Amanda. Oh,
Hello.
hello. This is so inspiring. And I really want to flow with that grace. Let's see. So I would really love to reach a much higher potential with alacrity. And what is the light that is compressing my
Mm-hmm.
potential, and what specifically could I do? Like more of one of my one of the different knowing, seeing, hearing, or just having another attitude with people. It really seems right now I'm stopped everywhere I turn with the building I live in, and
Okay.
well,
Let's see
yeah.
what's
Oh,
coming
yeah,
through.
let's see
Let's
what
see what's
shows up
coming
in
through.
that dimmer.
Thank you.
Because I'm actually being drawn right to the center of the brain. And what I'm seeing an impact on different structures of the brain. But right in the center of the brain, what I'm seeing is that it's like a dark pod of expectation. It's this expectation. It's coming from a past life. I'm seeing 27 past lives ago, and it's showing as having to be a certain way for certain people. So having to show up as like happy-go-lucky, it's like this pretense, having to put on this mask of like, here's how I'm showing up. I'm going to pretend things are okay when they're not. And what I see is there's been an unraveling of that throughout the body architecture. So whatever work you've been doing has been helping to unravel that tendency or that feeling or that sense of having to mask what's being felt. But the deeper shift within the brain now comes as the recognition of that as what's the potent potential that's wanting to awaken within you. And so with that, what I see is allowing that truth of you to emerge, settling into the safety of being the fullness of you unapologetically. And, you know, if the people around you don't love it, that's okay, right? Like you're not necessarily here to have to adhere to what others expect of you. There's this strange paradigm I've seen all throughout my life that kind of I thought was weird, is that sometimes when people seem quote unquote too happy, other people get upset or they start to talk about them, and I'm like, what? That's so weird, right? But this is kind of the paradigm. I'm seeing that start to wash off of you already, but that's the deeper work that you really want to come into that greater space of really feeling safe in the home of being yourself internally within your body.
Oh, wonderful. And by working on the brain and making it flow differently, unravel more, there's a way to help unravel more quickly. So I can be myself more.
Yeah. So it's within the brain and then within the whole fascia nervous system axis, just making sure that's cleared from the whole axis and your whole body is in alignment with that authentic expression of you available in every cell of your body.
Yes. I have a question
Wonderful.
for people in general. Wonderful. In general, I wonder if some of us listening on the call today, Mount Shasta, is that more for people who've had Lemurian lives or people from Atlantis?
No, no. That's a good question. We're actually really settling into the grounding qualities of the mountain and the sacred spiritual abilities of the Lemurian beings. They were an example of how we can live in a body as light beings. And so we're cultivating those capacities and awakening those within our own biological system. So great question.
Okay. Tamara, stay with us. We're going to have more readings from Amanda, and then we'll have her share with us about how she's going to guide and support you in clearing this number one dimmer and many more, I'm sure. Okay. Thank you, Tamara. Blessings, many blessings to you. Thank you. All right. Let's stay in Florida. We have Andrea. Unmuting you, Andrea. Hello.
Hello, Sophie. Hello, Amanda.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, beautiful. Was my number one Luminous Light Dimmer?
Yeah. So I'm going right beneath your right ear. There's like behind and beneath your right ear, like if you were, to go right behind your earlobe there. What I'm seeing is there's a geometric shape that's emerging there. And what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing it in black and white. And what's wanting to happen is it's wanting to awaken. It's like it's holding this whole unraveled potentiality of what you are to bring forward. Like it's like you hear something and then bring it out into spoken word. And it's all these messages of light and truth that you hold within your body. But the dimmer is that there's a sense of feeling like, well, who am I to bring that forward? Like, there's a questioning of the mastery that you hold. Is it really something that's different or unique or masterful? There's a questioning of that, right? And so, it's really fascinating to me how we can hear two different people say the same thing. One person, it might agitate us. Another person, we're totally receptive to it, right? We see how this often with parents, or we might have experienced with our own parents, where it's like they tell us something, it's like, go in, and someone else says, it's like, oh, that's brilliant, So we never know who needs to hear our message. And even though it may sound the same, we might have different nuances or different things that are coming through. So for you, it's about dissolving the questioning of what the mastery is that you have to bring forward and allowing yourself just to be in the experience of it, awakening within you and letting it flow naturally through you. And that's what we can open up as we shift your fascia nervous system axis and really bring those sacred qualities of Mount Shasta and Lemuria online within.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Eddie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Blessings. All right, let's go to St. Cloud, Minnesota with Annette. Hi. Hello, Annette.
Hi, Sophie. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Annette. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. What is my number one luminous?
Yeah, I'm going to your throat, and what I see, there's a crystalline energy that's wanting to awaken within your throat, but it's like it's almost out in front, right? And so we need to bring that back into your throat. The reason it's out in front is it's like I don't want to lose sight of it, right? But I'm not ready to bring it online. That's the message that I'm getting. There's a sense of readiness. Like I'm not ready. Like I have to do, like these certain conditions have to be met. I see it as like a map in front of you. Like these are all the conditions that have to be met in order for me to be ready, right? And so we want to recognize that as soon as our awareness is on something, that means it's our time. It's our time to bring it in, to bring it on. Okay. And so with the awareness coming through right now, that's our time to bring it on and bring it online. And so we want to shift that sense of not feeling ready, all the programming and the energy behind that. You know, I see that actually originating for you 22 past lives ago, where there's that sense that it was like a protection, like keeping you safe. Like I see mom kind of pulling back on your shirt in the image that I'm getting. So we want to shift that energy, and we can do that by bringing those higher light grids online within you, and that can help dissolve that paradigm throughout your entire fascia nervous system axis, and then allow you to bring that crystal back in and online within you. It's there to serve you, to serve your messages, not just what you speak for others, but sometimes what we speak out loud, we're speaking for ourselves. We experience that as a vibration through our whole body when we speak, right? And so it's as much for yourself as it is for anyone else who's hearing it. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. We want you to give yourself the gift of your own voice. That's how it's coming through from your higher self for you.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
really
it
cool.
is. I love it. Thank you, Annette. Blessings.
Yeah, thank you.
So, everyone, make a note. Awareness is readiness. Awareness is readiness. That's one.
And Sophie,
Yeah.
something I want to point out is that as we're doing these readings, like I really want you to pay attention, because I'm seeing all kinds of lighting up all over the place when I'm doing a reading for each of these beautiful souls that have stepped forward as our conduits here. These readings have information for everybody. You're probably experiencing each one in some way within you. So if you notice that, that mastery piece, I'm questioning my mastery, or, I'm not feeling ready, right? Like pay attention to where you're feeling that in your body, or what you're noticing happening within you, or if you're going, oh, wait, I resonate with that. Notice those signals and cues as well.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. And it may be that, so about the mastery, it may show up in your throat as well, or somewhere else. And on the other side as well, you may also have something going on when I'm on that point to the ear or to the throat or to the inside the brain. You may have sensations or something going on there as well. So there's something about the nature of what's going on, the insight itself, and there's something about the location as well. And you can resonate with one, the other, or both. Just be, great recommendation that you gave there. I'm on that, to be attentive to every reading, because there's so much to gather, right? And not only for your own personal readings, but all the readings are going to serve everyone. So, beautiful. Okay, thank you for that. Let's go ahead. We're going to Denver, Colorado. We have a caller on the phone. Your last digits are 2045. I'm unmuting you. Hello. Hello, Denver, Colorado. Are you with us? I don't have your
I'm
name.
2339.
Hello, welcome. What is your name, please?
Sunshine.
Sunshine, welcome.
Sunshine. So, light dimmer for you. I'm being really drawn to your right eye. I'm seeing what looks like a ring around the eye, almost like a like a monocle, right? Like wanting to clarify vision. There's a lens that's sitting there, and it's like I can't see clearly. Like there's this frustration energy with that, and it goes back 54 past lives ago is where I'm seeing this originate, and there's what it relates to is this discrepancy between like I see this higher vision, but my reality is not reflecting that. Like what's wrong? It's like there's something wrong with the physicality that's not matching that vision. Like this is what I expect to see, and the physical is not reflecting that, right? There's that disconnect. And so this again, going back to the discussion where we were talking about recognizing what the physical reality is reflecting back to us, and then also being able to dance in the subtle realms and to do that simultaneously and recognize how we bring light to the reality to have it match that higher vision. That's what we want to awaken through the fascia nervous system axis so that we can bring that more in alignment. We have to dissolve that projection and that perception that the physical reality is going to be a complete mismatch with the higher vision, right? And so it's kind of shifting that sense of my expectations, my reality doesn't meet my expectations. That's the deeper belief system that we're wanting to dissolve all throughout the fascia nervous system axis, so that we can bring more of that light online, and then the outer world reflects more of that within you. And then if it doesn't, you know exactly how to bring light through you to help influence that environment. Okay?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
really
you.
beautiful what I see opening already.
Thank
It's
you.
now.
Blessing.
It's opening now.
It's starting to, the light's starting to come in. Now, the deeper work that we do will allow that full system to come online as a consistent, coherent energy within the body, a stable energy.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank you,
welcome.
Sunshine. Stay with us because, let's take one more live caller, then we'll have you share about how you're going to support us, make this permanent. Okay. We're going to Long Beach with Carawin. Unmuting you. Carawin, hello.
Hello, thank you for
Hello. Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
So what's dimming my luminescence?
I got you. I'm going to your knees. So what I was being shown is an image of not needed. I'm going back 17 past lives, and what I'm seeing with this is it's like the shy, uncertain little girl, right? There's a sense of like wanting to step boldly forward, but there's a hesitance in that of like, am I really capable, or am I going to embarrass myself, or am I going to get it right? Like all this questioning that's going on, and that's binding the knees, not like where they're bound together, but it's like kind of pulling them together and having them wobbly. That's how I keep seeing the energy is wobbly. That's why I use that word. So again, we want to dissolve that patterning of the questioning, right? We want to boldly move forward. And if we fall over, if we make a mistake, that's how we learn, right? Like, there's this whole idea of wanting to get things right. The way you master something, I've heard this before, the way you master something is by failing a ton of times, right? The more we fail, the better, we know all the things that don't work. So we want to boldly move forward, and then we make adjustments as we go, right? And that's what I see wanting to awaken within you. I see that bold, I see that big energy that's really sitting there. It's ready to come in fully online. We just want to make sure we dissolve all that questioning of capability or what's wrong versus right. And that's perceptual anyway, right? Different people are going to have different ideas of what's wrong, right way to do things, and what are wrong or right outcomes. So we really want to get away from placing significance in that. So dissolving that, bringing the fascia nervous system axis online in attunement with that bold, courageous energy that I really see that is your true nature. So that's what we want to shift for you.
Oh, wonderful. It's so interesting because, yes, I do have knock knees, and then I had to have a I'm 82, and I had to have a hip replacement, and I was always questioning this lineage because I can see it in my mother, but my daughter and my granddaughter, I was always questioning this knock-knee lineage, and you really explained it to me. And that's very beautiful. And yes, I do have a reservation about am I going to? Yes. So thank you for that amazing clarity.
Thank you,
You're
Caroline.
welcome, my dear. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah. Okay, let's lift the reservations for you, Caroline, and for everyone who is holding reservations. So Amanda, we'll come back to have you do more readings, to do your thing so brilliantly that you do with your clairvoyant readings. So amazing. For now, you've created a wonderful offering, luminescent body light lattice. We'd love to hear all about it. So for everyone to follow, you can go to gracefulconnections.com. That's graceful with 2 L's, as in full of grace, gracefulconnections.com /bodylight in one word, BODYLIGHT, gracefulconnections.com /bodylight. If you're on the webcast, you have a button and a link that you can click. And if you're on the replay, just scroll down the page to discover Amanda's special offer. Amanda, reveal, please, what you have created for our audience.
Yeah, so we've talked about the significance of the body light lattice and bringing that online. And so there's kind of 3 main pieces that I've put together that, I mean, I say put together, but it like came through me and I was like, whoa, this is really smart. Like I was appreciating what was shown to me that came through for all of you. And so we start with the Lemurian Light Awakening Workshop. And this is really largely for your lymphatic system. We talked about the importance of your lymph, fascia, and nervous system and how your lymph helps to protect that compressed potential, right? Going back to the earlier discussion that we had. And so, I want you to recognize that our lymphatic system, it's a detox organ. It's also the biological riverbed of our luminous intelligence, right? When the lymph awakens as a living conduit of light, it clears ancient stagnation. So, when we do the things to get energy moving, to clear stagnation in our body and it doesn't work, it can be those ancient holds that are still in our body that we really have to work to dissolve. So that's what I'm talking about, that deeper stagnation that we've been reluctant to let go of because it really is based and steeped in that survival mechanism that we were born into. The living conduit of light, as our lymph as that helps to reignite our dormant memories because it is holding that compressed potential. It helps restore our body's ability to communicate with the higher frequencies in the multidimensional realms because those gifts held within the lymph are awakening. They're opening up within us. So as we go into the workshop, you're going to be guided into a deeply embodied awakening where your lymph, fascia, nerves, and your subtle energy fields that inform your body and engage with your body and serve as the interface for other energies to flow and move in and through you. They'll reorganize into a harmonized body light lattice that mirrors your soul's crystalline design. That's what we're doing in the workshop. And we're going to be doing some specific things to help make that happen. Right? So we're going to clear the hidden weight that's held in your body. The lymph stores those unprocessed emotions, ancient residues, ancestral residues, outdated identity patterns, the survival program. So we'll dissolve those lymphatic shadows, the deep stagnation that keeps your body tired, reactive, disconnected. Will bring in the ease, the flow, vitality, the movement of your lymph, which clears toxins from our body, right? Clears foreign invaders from our body. Will awaken your luminous cellular memory. So activating store codes of elevated states of being that really transcend your physical limitations, that are founded in patterning that doesn't match your soul design. Ancient Lemurian memory is embedded in your biology. We talked about that. So as these codes awaken within, your body remembers how to hold its unique soul clarity, coherence, compassion, how to access that greater multidimensional perception. We're going to activate your body light lattice, so your fascia, nerves, body fluids, reorganizing them into a luminescent grid that carries light with precision for what you're here to do as an embodied human. This will strengthen your intuitive intelligence, your emotional balance, your energetic resilience, and your connection with the planetary and cosmic rhythms. Right? And we're going to integrate the Lemurian and cosmic intelligence. So calling in crystalline Lemurian frequencies that open your subtle perception, deepen your self-trust, enhance multidimensional awareness, harmonize your nervous system, strengthen your immune and energetic coherence, increase your capacity to assimilate galactic light. Your lens becoming radiant, an intelligent channel that naturally interprets your high guidance as a biological knowing. Right? Again, your mind's not having to interpret and process everything. Your body is opening up to this intelligence as a living, breathing, vibrational resonance within you. There's going to be quantum clearing and soul rescripting, where you'll enter the atomic level of your cellular structures and remove any lingering distortions, rewriting your core patterns to match your soul design, your soul wisdom, your soul mastery. And that's going to help to really integrate and finalize your new body light pathways, that new architecture that heightens your intuitive sensitivity, embodiment, and clarity as a physical knowing within you. And so we'll really call in the energy of the Lemurian frequencies to help stabilize this within your body, so that the upgrades stay rooted in your daily life, your choices, your physicality, so that you're moving and breathing in this new architecture, within this new body light lattice that has opened up within you. And so really, the idea is that we're rebirthing your lymphatic system as a living crystalline conduit, flushing stagnation, lightening your entire field, increasing your energetic flow, emotional clarity, and inner guidance, expanding your intuitive perception and multidimensional awareness, restoring your natural luminosity and biological coherence, reconnecting you to your sacred soul map, and supporting your evolution with a stable, embodied foundation with all the Lemurian qualities available through you. So it's like bringing your body into the remembrance of what it truly is, that radiant web of intelligent light that's designed to communicate with the higher realms and guide you into your next stage of human illumination, whatever that is in any given moment, right? So that's just the workshop. That in and of itself is going to be really potent and deeply foundationally shifting. But we want to take it a step further. All right. So again, we talked about the significance of Mount Shasta, and so we're going to have the Mount Shasta fascia nervous system axis elevation. So once we've kind of stabilized and grounded our architecture, we want to take it to the next level. And so we're going to use the crystalline frequencies of Mount Shasta to really attune your fascia nervous system as a multidimensional light receiving instrument. And so across the 6 activations, your body's going to be rewired layer by layer, from your root fascia to your crown and electromagnetic field. So your entire system is more coherent, intuitive, and luminously alive. And we're going to be doing that. Each one of these remote activations is going to be done through a specific Mount Shasta gateway. And if you're following along on the page, you can see those. And if you're not following along, you can go look at that at some point. I'm not going to go through every single one because I know that we want to get back into getting some clarity for each of you. But you can go and look and see what's included. But each activation works with the energies of a specific Mount Shasta gateway to cleanse your energy fields, cleanse your meridians, nadis, your aura, your chakras, to shift the paradigms that are locking the dark, dense spots in that are hiding the potentialities that exist within you. And that in that way, we can activate even more fully. We can increase the energy that's moving through your body light lattice that really is attuned to the frequencies of your soul, and restore your nervous system's capacity to conduct higher intelligence through your body as a sacred knowing. You'll receive the transmissions through these remote activations. So we'll have an appointed time where we are gathering in silence, right? So, there will be an appointed time where I'm tuning into your energy fields, working with your energy, and making the adjustments. Like I said, you can see what the specific adjustments are going to be as you go through the page. You'll also receive with each one of those a guided audio. So for some people, they like to be in the silence and the stillness and perceiving the subtle nuances of what they're noticing. Some people like to be guided through some kind of auditory journey. So you'll have that available if you want to do that at the appointed time. If you don't want to use that guided journey at the appointed time, you can use it anytime before or after, once you receive it, to really serve deepening of each of the remote activations and what transpires through that, right? You'll tap into the frequencies of what transpires through the remote activation and deepen that within your biological architecture. So really potent and powerful journey to anchor the Lemurian and Shasta frequencies into your biology. This is really designed to help you increase the crystalline technology within your body, to install that as your primary processing capacity within, allowing you to feel lighter, more clear, more grounded at the same time, right? So we're having the lightness and the grounded, the stability and the freedom all at once really coming in. That mimics that ability to live in the physical reality, but also the subtle realms of our being. Your emotional flow becomes more harmonized and balanced. And I know, Sophie, you know the importance of being in the flow of our emotions rather than having them stuffed or stagnate within our body. Your nervous system will stabilize. We'll have greater heart coherence, which really allows so much sacredness to pour through your body being. Your heart is such a potent gateway of light for you. And so that heart coherence is going to allow the masculine feminine energies to be harmoniously balanced within your body so that you can bring more light in, so that you can stabilize that in your body and have the heightened balance of the sacred masculine feminine qualities alive within you. Your intuitive clarity will increase, and you'll have a more attuned sense to the subtle nuances of your soul light as it moves through your fascia, your fluids, your bioenergetic fields, and beyond, right? Essentially, what we're doing through these activations is transforming your body into that living crystalline conduit. Your fascia more responsive, your lymph more fluid, your breath more spacious, your voice more aligned, your intuition sharper, your entire fields of light within your body, around your body, more radiant. So think of it as like a full body remembrance of your sacred soul origins and a biomystical upgrade, if you will, that helps you embody the next octave of your multidimensional self. So that's the activations. And then there's one more piece that we're going to be adding in because I think this is so important. And these are the somatic practices that allow you to anchor your bioluminescent light in your body. So there's going to be 8 different audios that come with this that help to really work in conjunction with your fascia nervous system axis, like anchoring the light into your physicality, right? This is where your biology meets the mysticism, where your body becomes the crystalline instrument that is attuned to higher dimensional frequencies. You're going to be guided through practices that open your fascia and expand your nervous system's bandwidth, clear your cranial and cerebrospinal channels, allowing your mind to be rewired, and releasing stored emotional density, activating the vertical column, your central channel, that carries your soul light from root to crown. So we'll be doing different somatic practices. Again, you can look at the page to see the specific ones that are going to be included. in that journey. But it's through these different practices, micromobilization, vagal toning, cranial unwinding, breath-based clearing, pelvic grounding, intentional stillness, that we're really going to be supporting your physicality and integrating the light more deeply. Your fascia and fluids rehydrating, your nervous system awakening, your inner photonic lattice beginning to glow more fully within your physicality, right? Where you'll actually feel the shifts, feel the ancestral memories shifting within your body being, your subtle senses awakening, your cellular structure remembering its luminous potential. And so, it's more than simply balance or relaxation, although that's a piece that you can feel, especially if, a lot of times when we engage in somatic practices, we start to recognize tension or ways in which we've been holding our body that create limitation that we didn't realize. Mm-hmm. Right? And so this is an illumination experience, not only in how you've been holding your body and how you can hold your body to experience the light, but really your body lighting up from the inside out, right? Bringing the subtle mind-body fields into coherence as a multidimensional living web of light, where your biology remembers how to carry, hold, flow the higher frequencies, your soul light becoming tangible within you, and you stepping really fully into your innate luminous presence that has you awake within your body, fully embodied as your soul light. So those are the three pieces that we're bringing together as a really deep journey of awakening this crystalline biological light technology within you that is your luminescent body light lattice.
Yeah, I love it. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Everyone, go to gracefulconnections.com/bodylight. If you're on the webcast, click the button or the link on the replay. Just scroll down the page to discover all the details. There's so much. Everything is laid out there. Amanda has really brilliantly laid out this program, Luminescent Body Light Lattice. Thank you, Amanda, for creating such a comprehensive and exclusive package. As you said, you didn't really design it yourself, but you received and followed the divine guidance and instructions that you are entrusted with. So thank you for that. It is very generously priced to make it accessible to as many as possible. And there's a PayPal for payment option offered in many countries. And to remind you, there will be a special announcement at the end of our time together today. So make sure to stay with us all the way. And for now, let's go back to more readings. We have many, many requests in the Q&A box. So we're going to go and see what's going on there. We're going to go first to Ocean Shores, Washington, with Abby. So for Abby, what's her number one luminous light dimmer?
Yeah, I'm being drawn to the right ankle. And what I'm seeing is it's like I keep hearing the word stick in the mud. So that stick in the mud, it's like a stake that's put in, like, this is my safe spot. And there's a circumference around that I can stay within where I'm still going to be safe. I'm going to be okay. I can venture. I can have my freedom, but I know I'm not going to be venturing into the wild unknown or into something that could be dangerous. And so I see that having originated 18 past lives ago, and there's that sense of, I keep hearing, not wanting to be eaten by the wild. And so that can be both literal and symbolic, right? And the whole connotation behind it is a diminishing of self that I'm seeing. It's like when I'm influenced by the environment around me, or when I'm impacted, or the danger is the diminishment of pure self, that beautiful, pure, pristine light of self being diminished in some way, or broken down, or consumed by others, right? Rather than fueling you. That's the kind of eaten piece that I'm seeing. So that's what we want to shift. We want to clear that whole fear, that whole worry out of the entire fascia nervous system lattice, and bring you back online to the truth of your fearlessness, of the being boldly and courageously you, venturing out wherever you feel called to roam. And doing so with the light-based support and stability and strength of the Shasta and Lemurian frequencies.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this, Abby. No more fear of being yourself. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And as we said, awareness is readiness. So you're ready. Let's do this, Abby. Thank you. Blessings. Let's go to Sacramento with Carol. And Carol mentions that she has a strong connection already and experience with Mount Shasta. So for Carol, what is the number one luminous light dimmer?
Yeah, I'm seeing a quickening in the solar plexus and in the thymus. So those two. I see what looks like an infinity symbol wanting to really come alive within, to harmonize the potent power with the mysticism that can come through the thymus gland. That's both protector and illuminator, right? There's like this beautiful toggling that I see within the thymus of like both. It's like the keeping safe by being the most luminescent and drawing in and magnetizing the frequencies that are a vibrant match for that. And that is what truly activates the true power of self, right? It's not power over others. It's power within self, and then the knowing to create your own environment through the energy with which you emit. Easy to know that consciously, maybe not as easy to always implement that physically. Mm-hmm. That's what we're working towards through these openings and awakenings. So, that's what we want to shift for you, is really having you open up to the light of the truth of that beautiful combination of the power within you. The dimming of that is the sense of feeling like I can't be fully free in my own power. Like, being fully in power is somehow bad or wrong. That's the paradigm that I see, that shutting that down. And I see that as an ancestral pattern going back 12 maternal timeline. 12, the number I'm getting is 12. So 12 back on the ancestral maternal timeline.
12 generations?
Sorry, 12 generations back. But the pause that I was getting with that is that even though it's on the maternal timeline, it's a masculine energy in there. That's what was throwing me. I was like, is it paternal? No, it's maternal. So thank you for Sophie for jumping in there. I didn't even realize I didn't say generations, but so it's that masculine energy, but it's on the maternal timeline. So that's what we want to shift within that, to really open you up to the fullness of that balance of the mysticism and the magic within you as a source of power within you that is of service to others. It's not detrimental to others. It's actually of service to you and to others.
Yeah. Okay. Let's leverage the strong connection you have with Mount Shasta, Carol, and let's get this done. Thank you. Blessings. Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to Kelowna, British Columbia with Rose Jael. What's the number one luminous light dimmer for Rose Jael?
Yeah, I'm being drawn to the lower legs, and it looks like moving forward, but it looks like a brittleness. There's a brittleness there, and there's a fear of breaking under pressure, right? And so that's the paradigm that we want to shift. And how perfect, like that's what we're talking about, how the pressure, we break open. We don't break apart, we break open to the greater expression of ourself. And so that's what I see, that shifting of that paradigm already starting to bring more light through. I do see a crumbling in the legs, but it's a crumbling of the old paradigms of having to move gently, quietly, carefully, watching one's steps, these types of paradigms that are coming through. And so those originated for you 24 past lives ago, where you did have to be careful. I mean, it was legitimate. That's what I'm seeing. This was a legitimate need to be cautious and to be mindful of where you were stepping and what you were doing. But it's something that now isn't relevant in the same way. And so it's time to release and let that go. And that will help to awaken. The beautiful part about that is, again, with Mount Shasta, the stabilizing, grounding energies are so much about that foundational stability of light for the planet and then within your body. So that's going to be of great service for you.
All right. Thank you, Rose Jael. Blessings. Okay, let's go to Franklin with Dawn. And Dawn mentions a strange mix of pressure in the body. Yeah. Oh well, that's what you've shared about. Yeah. So she's experiencing all the things that you've described on the special offer page, right? So for Dawn, what's the number one luminous light dimmer?
Yeah, I'm seeing what looks like a band right at the lower front neck. It's just the front. It's not actually wrapping around to the back. And this is a protective. It's like a shield that is designed to protect, hits coming in at the throat space, but also like kind of like if we're trying to talk and someone's like, stop, shut up, be quiet, that kind of sharp intrusion. That's what I see that to be a buffer for, that kind of cutting off energy that would penetrate in, but also a protection for the thyroid gland. And what I see with that, so, our thyroid gland is such a master regulator within our body, and it helps to titrate how we biochemically communicate. And so this is so much about communication, the use of the voice, but also the way in which we move energy and metabolize energy within our body is a big part of this. So, Dawn, for you, what I'm seeing is that we really want to shift. There's a sense of feeling like I have to protect the energy I have, like there's a finite amount. And so there's a sense of having to protect that and not let that be shut down, intruded upon. And that's what that shielding is around that front neck that I'm seeing. So we want to dissolve that sense of there being a finite energy, like you are infinite energy. And I know sometimes, for many of us, sometimes it does not feel like we have that infinite amount of energy available. And so this is really about reconnecting you with that body light lattice that will allow you to settle into the knowing of that energy as an infinite source that moves through you and guides you into action. Okay. And then we'll dissolve those perceptions of limitation that are really stifling the voice, but also impacting how, like, there's a conservation of energy usage in the body that's stemming from the thyroid. So we want to shift that as well. It's all founded on that paradigm.
All right. Thank you, Dawn. Blessings. Thank you, Amanda. Let's go to Jeffersonville with Holly. What's the number one luminous light dimmer for Holly?
Yeah. So here, where I'm being drawn, I'm seeing lungs, heart, diaphragm, like that triune, that network. And what I'm seeing is there's an internal compression that's tied to, I have to get certain things done. Like there's it's like a pressure cooker type of thing. And that sense of urgency, while it can feel like it's coming from outside sources, what it's really stemming from is there's a sense of feeling that you're made for something bigger and more. And it's like, I have to get to that. But in order to get to that, I have to take care of all these other things first, right? It's like this huge checklist is going down and getting all these things done so that I can then get to that opening, that awakening, right? It's an awakening of your capacity as, like, I see you as this light source, just like this big energy where it's like you're just in the light of you, and it's so big and potent that it blesses everything around you, right? And so we want to shift that sense of like there are things I have to do in order to get to that space, and let you just come online as that energy source within yourself. And that's actually going to help the things get done. That's going to fuel the things getting done, and with more grace. Sophie, you're always talking about grace. We want to bring that grace in any chance we can. The way we do that, we bring our body light lattice online, and we allow ourselves to be in the natural flow of how we're meant to move energy through our body. So that's what we want to do for you. Get that online and allow you to be that greater source of light that you're meant to be, without all these perceptions about how that has to come about.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Holly. Blessings. Okay. Let's go to New York with Sherwood. What's the number one luminous light dimmer for Sherwood?
Yeah. So what I'm seeing for Sherwood, I'm being drawn to the bottom of the right foot. And I see like the foot plugged in. And it's like that's the charging port. So plug in, charge up, but I've got to stay on that charging port in order to get fully energized before I can then move forward into the world, right? And so what we want to do is we want to shift that paradigm that there's something that you have to plug into. Rather, your body light lattice holds that infinite connection. It's like going from plugging into Wi-Fi, right? Like it's always available. And I know sometimes Wi-Fi goes down, so it's not a perfect metaphor, because your body light lattice energy, that's not going to quote unquote go down. Once that's in, that is a foundational source of energy for you. Or once that comes online within you more fully in the way that it's meant to for your body. So, we want you to shift from that idea of having to plug into something, or again, it's similar to that idea of my battery can drain, or I'm only going to have so much energy and then I have to recharge. But we want to release and dissolve all that internal wiring and programming throughout the fascia nervous system axis and shift into the knowing of that infinite life source alive within you.
All right, Sherwood, thank you. Blessings. For Madison in Australia, what's the number one luminous light dimmer?
Okay, Madison. For you, I'm being drawn to your lower abdomen, sacral area. And what I'm seeing is that there's fear of allowing the full creative spark to come through. It's like a fear of being different or being perceived as different. And that is related to a sense of not belonging and then survival needs not being met. Okay, so this is a survival paradigm that we're wanting to dismantle that stifles creativity, that stifles your unique expression within your body. And that's really what we're made to do. And then that's what, when we step into the illumination of our body light lattice, we come into the uniqueness of our soul self. Right. And that's not going to match anyone. We might have similarities to people, or we might be able to relate to people in different ways, but it is our own unique light coming online. So in order to bring that fully online, we do have to dissolve that paradigm. And so that's what we want to do for you. We want to shift those energies, clear them. I see that originating for you 27 past lives ago. So I want to clear it at the point of creation all the way through to now, and then really have you come online in the comfort, like that creative spark, that uniqueness of you actually bringing you comfort internally, because it's like you can just settle into, oh my gosh, I can just relax and be me, right? That's where we're shifting into with bringing this energy online.
Yeah, this one may resonate with many. The relaxing into, oh, I can just relax and be me. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
How would that be? How would that be to live like
Well,
this?
and think about the implications of that too, Sophie, because if we're relaxing and we're not trying to uphold all these perceptions and perspectives of who we think we have to be for the world, that gives us so much more energy to fuel into the things that we quote unquote need to get done. I mean, there are physical things that we do in our day to day that sustain us, right? And that's the practical reality of being embodied, and that's totally fine. But think about having so much more energy in order to do that. You know, things are so much easier. They flow, we get them done. The art of grace brings easy solutions in, or, we're just kind of flowing in the moment and taking care of things without all the heaviness or all that lack of energy, because it's poured into other things that we don't need to be pouring that energy into. Yeah. So I think that's a really important distinction as well.
Yeah, it is. So everyone, take a moment to imagine your life without the struggle to be you and all the energy that is involved in this struggle. And if you could, and when you will, remove this layer of struggle and liberate this energy, as Amanda said, and liberate it to get things done. And when things are done, to, take care of your inspirations, be creative, have fun, joy, and everything. Like, wow, how different is life going to be? Yeah. Wow. I get chills in my spine saying this. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Madison, for bringing this for you
Mm-hmm.
and for everyone. Yeah. Okay, we're going to Nice with Maria, who says she has lost her zest for living. What's the number one luminous light dimmer for Maria?
Yeah, I'm seeing a deep heartache, and it ripples through time. I'm seeing it through ancestral timelines. I'm seeing it through past timelines. And it's the heartache of loss, things lost. And loss can be loss of people in our world. It can be loss of our sense of self, who we once were, and the longing for that, especially, I know not everybody had a totally carefree childhood, but if we have some point in our life where we were carefree, there can be a longing or a sense of loss of that time, that point in time where we could just be totally free, have fun, not be steeped in the sadness or the heartache of loss. When we experience deep loss, it shifts so much within our physicality in ways that we may not even realize. And so for you, I'm seeing that sense of loss, that deep heartache that is dimming that zest. And what we really want to do is bring you back into the sacred heart collaboration with the heart of the planet, with the heart of living beings on the planet. That's not just humans, right? There are many living beings that are on planet and subtle beings that are supporting the planet. So we really need to reconnect you with the beings of light that are here holding you, and bring that energy of the body light lattice back online through the fascia nervous system axis, so that it's not just a sense of diminishing or just like kind of that whole idea of like, oh, let's just have the big energy and be all happy all the time. It's not that. It's more of like bringing the energy in so you can feel whatever's coming through you in the fullness of feeling it, feeling safe to do so, and allow yourself to be in the dance of the energies as they move through you, as they are, whatever they are, without feeling like it's not okay or it's not right in some way, right? Sometimes we judge our emotions. We've all done it. It's, I'm not judging anybody. I've done it. We've all done it. And we've been taught to judge some emotions as bad versus good, things like this, right? And so this really is about just allowing you to be in the authentic experience of what you're going through, so that you can release what you want to release, and you can be in what you want or feel that you need to experience in totality. That's where the freedom lies, when we can fully be in the experience and be okay. Sometimes it's okay to be okay with being in the crying and the upset for the time that we need to do that, and then letting that wave pass through. Right, we will experience the waves, and it's okay, whatever those waves are. When we have bring that body lattice on for you, it's going to allow you to be in the waves and really be held through them in whatever way you need to, but also to be held in the higher light and the energy and the knowing of that which brings that zest for life through you, even in the midst of the hard things that you go through. Okay. And we all need that. We all need that. We all need that support. We need that strength. We need to be held in those moments that feel hard and dense and heavy. So that's a big piece of what the body light lattice can do. And I think that's another piece that we didn't really touch on, but it's significant.
Yeah. And it's coming through. It wants to be expressed. So thank you. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Blessings. All right. Before I take the next request, Holly, for whom you did a reading, writes, amazing. Thank you so much. I couldn't stop laughing because I'm sitting with many to-do lists all over the table. How beautiful. All the readings are so insightful and deep. Yeah, you're in the right place, Holly. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. That is so cool. Yeah, Amanda can see all your to-do lists. Okay, let's go on. Going to Atlantic Highlands with Michelle, and Michelle says that she was resonating with a good number of the readings you are doing at the beginning, the live callers. So for Michelle, what's the number one luminous light dimmer?
Yeah, I'm being drawn to the right hip, but the front right hip, like in the little indent there. And what I'm hearing is that there, it's like a weight. It's like the carrying the weight of the world, right? So our hips, our pelvis, weight bearing, right? In our physical body. That's a weight bearing structure within our body, the hip, the pelvis. And so there's this sense of having to carry the weight, like taking responsibility, over responsible for things that really aren't even yours to take responsibility for, right? And so we want to shift that paradigm, really shifting the why. Why are you taking responsibility for that energy? We want to clear all the reasons why you feel like you have to, right? But also that sense of feeling like you have to take responsibility for things that are outside of your purview to shift, right? The true thing we have responsibility for is us, our soul purpose, walking our soul path, and bringing that light through us in the way that we're meant to. That's pretty much it, and then how we extend that and share that with others. And so when you can really shift into recognizing that actually becomes the gift that you can then give, that you can distribute, that you can share, that allows others to step into the responsibility for what's theirs to do, it allows you to recognize what your point of power in affecting change can be, and transformation can truly be, and the potency of that, right? It's so much more potent than a lot of the physical things we think we need to do. So that's what I see. We want to shift that paradigm and bring that body light lattice online throughout your fascia nervous system axis in order to allow you to be in the conducting of light that not only allows you to fulfill on what is yours to do, but also to be that transmitter for others who need what you have to bring through you, right? We all have our own gifts of light that we bring to the planet. And as we all start to bring that through, it becomes the fabric through which we support, strengthen, and uplift each other. And so that is the significance of really opening that up within you and letting that be your priority. That's
wonderful. Yeah, that is a big one. And this, I made a note of the power of affecting change and transformation. That may resonate with many as well. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Blessings. All right. Going to Chicago for Sophia. What's her number one luminous light dimmer?
Yep, being drawn right between the eyes, right at the top of the bridge of the nose, right? Right, that point right between the eyebrows. And what I'm seeing there's what looks like a patch, and there's this, it's like a patch of wisdom, but there's a sense of feeling like I'm not ready to implement yet, and I don't want to implement because other people aren't ready for what I have. That's the perception, right? And so we don't wait for others. Because sometimes what they need to get ready is to recognize, ooh, there's a disparity between what I can be and what I am right now, right? Not from a standpoint of where I am is bad, but more from of like, ooh, wait, there's something else, that I want to step into, right? It's just like when a baby's crawling, we don't go, oh, why is that baby crawling? Like, what are you doing? They're crawling. That's their state that they're at. And then when they start to stand up, they're wobbly. We don't go, oh my gosh, they can't even stand up. We don't do that because we know there's an evolution to get to walking, right? And so it's a similar idea, that patch, you let the wisdom of your soul really awaken. I see that wanting to come online, and it's kind of like wavering now. I see it starting to wiggle a little bit. So we want you to bring that intelligence in. I see you wanting to bring it back into your pineal gland to really activate and let it run through your pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus, letting your brain integrate the knowledge that this it's not really a patch, it's more of a symbol that wants to come alive within you, to awaken within the mind space and then illuminate the whole body. Okay, so that's what we want to bring online for you. That's going to help awaken that whole body light lattice in the fullness of the luminosity that wants to ignite within your body. And I even see at your feet, I see that like opening up a template at your feet as well once that comes fully online. Really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Blessings, Sophia. Okay, I want to sneak in a couple more before we get to our special announcement. So let's go to Keswick for Glenn. What's his number one luminous light dimmer?
Yeah, Glenn, so I'm being drawn to your navel, and what I see is this powerful, potent energy. I'm seeing pyramids. I'm hearing Egypt, so there's an ancient capacity for bringing new technologies in that I'm seeing that wants to awaken through your body in a different way, a new way. And maybe you already have a propensity for technology, but this is a new type of awakening and opening within you. And I see it as like lighting up these different screens and grids of light all around you that you work with in the subtle realms. I actually see your hands move. Like my hands are moving naturally in this space. I'm mimicking what you would do and move your hands. Now, what's dimming that from really fully coming online is like, who am I to do this, right? There's a questioning of your own capacity to bring something brand new and kind of like on the forefront of a new thing, a new technology that could potentially be implemented for eons to come. And so we need you to drop the who am I, right? That's what we all really want you to, because you're going to bring some things into our space that's going to open up for us, right? For the whole collective consciousness. So, Glenn, that's what we want to shift for you. But that actually goes back to, I see that on your past timeline. We're going back 48 past lives ago where that was installed. And it's like that not wanting to let people down by bringing forward something that really doesn't work. Okay. So, we want to shift that paradigm and allow you to be in the exploration of how you perceive what's wanting to awaken within and through you.
All right, Glenn. Thank you. Blessings. Going to Singapore with Lucille. What's the number one luminous light dimmer for Lucille?
Yeah. So for Lucille, I'm seeing a tracing along the collarbone. There's like a winding rope along through there, and it's like I have to be held up. Like there's a sense of not being able to hold myself up that's tied into this, and it goes back 8 past lives ago, and there's a false perception of not having the full strength to go it alone. Okay, so there's a couple false perceptions in there now that we're dialing down into it. So there's a sense of having to go it alone. We're never alone. It can feel like we're alone, right? But there's always energy that's supporting and serving us at layers and levels that we don't necessarily always recognize or perceive. That's one piece of it. The other piece is the false perspective of what you're capable of or what your strength is or how strong or weak you are, truly, right? And so we want to dissolve those false perceptions and really to have you come into the experience of knowing what the truth of you feels like. So that's a big distinction. When we bring the body light lattice online within, you have the experience of the full, pristine, pure presence of you in your physicality. Once you've experienced that, you don't want to go back to something else because it's so purely you. Again, it's that settling of coming home into the body, and it feels so easy. It feels so natural, but simultaneously it feels magical and also very grounding. So, it has all the beautiful qualities that we seek all wrapped into one. And so, Lucille, that's what I'm seeing is we want to dissolve down those paradigms that don't allow you to really be in the full experience of the true, pure, pristine, beautiful, absolutely glorious strength and majesty of your soul.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Lucille. Thank you, Amanda, for all these readings. There are many more requests, but I'm sure that at least some and probably many more have resonated with everyone so that everyone gets served some insight today. Let me wrap up the special offer before we get to our special announcement. The Luminescent Body Light Lattice. It's really such a deep and comprehensive package, including the Lemurian Light Awakening Workshop, a live deep dive that you take with Amanda, then followed by the Mount Shasta Fascia Nervous System Axis Elevation 6-day intensive remote activation series, together with the 6 Luminescent Body Light Lattice Invocation guided audios, and 8 anchoring bioluminescent light somatic guided audios. Go to gracefulconnections.com/bodylight to get all the details and purchase this package to get on board. On the webcast, you have the button and the link. Click there to access the special offer page. On the replay page, just scroll down the page and discover all the details about this special offer. For now, our special announcement. Amanda is generously offering a fast action bonus for any purchases of the Luminescent Body Light Lattice package by Sunday, December 7th at midnight Pacific. Amanda, please tell us about your fast action bonus, the Lemurian Light Illumination.
Yeah, so this is a personal reading for you. And it really, it's I like to think of it as more of a biological activation than just a reading. It's going to ignite your photonic perception, that capacity to subtly sense the energy through your body and awaken the hidden wisdom in your body that it's been holding in the way that we reveal it. So we're going to be identifying the number one shadow in your lymphatic matrix. So I'll pinpoint that for you. That's blocking your soul clarity and cellular flow. Right, so that's to prepare you for the workshop. So we're going to get clear on what that number one shadow is. And even in the revelation of it, it's going to start to dissolve that shadow. But beyond that, we're then also going to reveal the main multiversal realm that we're going to awaken within you, that's going to allow your body to act as a conduit for your sacred soul abilities. Right, so there's all different kind of multiversal realms. There's your crystalline memory matrix, where your fascia and lymph and ancestral interstellar wisdom are encoded in light-based crystalline patterns. So it might be that one that we're connecting you with. It might be your Lemurian star archives, where the inner sanctuaries of your body-mind hold that Lemurian lineage codes, the soul light blueprint and the intuitive codes of your being that allow those Lemurian qualities to come fully online within you. It might be the temporal resonance chambers. These are zones within your cellular memory where past life and ancestral timing imprints are harmonized and integrated. So you get all that brilliant, beautiful knowledge, and we can dissolve whole timelines instantaneously, right? There's a lot of different multiversal realms that are available, way more than I just mentioned. But we're going to find out what is that multiversal realm for you that's wanting to unveil and reveal itself, that really truly is going to allow more of your sacred soul abilities to come online in the biggest possible way for you, right? We're looking at what's that one that's going to have the greatest impact. And so, again, this is a biological awakening within your body as you get this reading. It's going to be sent to you in an audio recording. And so, it really is to set you up for the deeper work that we're doing. And it's designed to really start the process of bringing your fascia, lymph, subtle nervous system into remembrance of their luminous potential, and in the listening to the intuitive intelligence that's moving through the body in such a way that you are guided into action, that your embodied wisdom comes through you and you respond to that rather than reactive patterns that might still be programmed in the nervous system. So it really is designed to set you up for a deeper integration of your soul's luminous codes in your body with that specific feedback for you.
It sounds like a catalyst for the whole program to
It
me. It is, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's what
Good
it looks like. It
perception,
sounds like.
Sophie. Look at you perceiving.
Thank you. Okay, so get your catalyst, everyone. This fast action bonus expires on Sunday, December 7th at midnight Pacific. And at this stage, whether or not you received your personal reading from Amanda, I'm sure you have a clear sense of how she will brilliantly support you with your whole body illumination. So go ahead and take action fast, and you will get your personal reading with this fast action bonus. Reading, which again is much more than a reading; it's an activation. It's a catalyst for the whole program. Amanda, is there any word of closing you would like to offer? You've offered so much already, but if there's anything you want to add, now is the moment.
Yeah, Sophie, we really are at a threshold moment right now. A place in our evolution where the drive, it's already been shifting from intellectual advancement to biological illumination, but it's really intensifying right now, right? Our mind's taking us about as far as it can go. And so we really are integrating the work between mind and body. Really looking at our fascia nervous system as the hardware, our photonic perception, that inner sensory perception, is the software, and our soul is the operating system. Right? This is the technology that enables us to step into the new waves of being, into the body evolution that allows us to live as ascended beings in our physicality. And so really awakening our body light lattice, it's not a luxury, it's the next stage in our human sensory development. And so we really, it's so important to reclaim that connection to higher intelligence while being more grounded, present, and alive in the lived experience. And that's what the body light lattice allows. And this is really how we engage with our body as our ally in living the light of our soul truth, of being our sovereign self that blesses the earth, that allows us to be a luminous part of the earth, that allows us to live from our intuition through the brilliant crystalline architecture that's already encoded within our biology. And so it's so important that we allow that to come online and we live from that architecture because we're ready. We've been preparing for this. This is our moment to really step into the full illumination of our bodies. Your body's ready. You're ready. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. So really, my greatest wish for you is the recognition of just how significant your body light lattice is for you, and that you leap beautifully forward fearlessly into receiving that as your sacred gift throughout this precious time where energies are really intensified and we can deeply integrate in ways that are so special and so precious. So, Sophie, thank you. Thank you for bringing us together to have this conversation that is so important and is so special.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Amanda, for your invitation on this program and your creation, your inspiration, and being such a guide, such a luminous guide. You brought so much clarity to everything you've talked about and the perspective. So thank you, Amanda. Now let's take a moment to return to the awareness of the orb of grace surrounding us, allowing it to remain there, holding us, holding all that we have discovered, received, experienced today, all that we're not even yet aware that we've received, letting it all settle in. As we are held in the orb of grace for as long as it serves our highest good, our evolution, and the highest good of all. And I'm closing now by offering my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you, whether you're present live or on the replay. Thank you for joining us today, for answering yes to the calling of grace and the calling to awaken your high-frequency body light intelligence. Infinite gratitude to you, brilliant, clairvoyant expert Amanda Hopkins, for all the wisdom, the insights, the guidance and offerings you have gifted us today. And yes, thank you, Amanda.
My pleasure. Thank you again, Sophie, for bringing us together and allowing our bodies to really be illuminated and excited about all that's wanting to awaken within and through us.
Excited, exactly. I was going to say it was so fun and there was so much excitement. So definitely, I'm sure everyone can feel that. Yeah, wow. Gratitude to the Orb of Grace for providing a safe, sacred sanctuary for our exploration today. And gratitude for all the grace we are blessed with at every moment, whether we're aware of it or not. Grace offers all the nourishment, the nurturing, the healing, and the insights we open our hearts to receive. Gratitude to our higher selves and all the higher beings who guide, support, and protect us. And of course, gratitude to the divine presence that flows through all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until we meet again, may many graceful blessings shower upon us all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amanda. And goodbye for now.